Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. Yambakam yajamahe sugandhim pushtivardhanam urvarukamiva bandhanan mrityurmukshiyamamrutat. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. Yambakam yajamahe sugandhim pushtivardhanam.
Sahanavavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviyam Karavavahai Tejasvi Navadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Shant, Shant, Shanti. Asato ma sadgamaya, tamaso ma jyotigamaya, mrityo ma mrutangamaya. Sham, Sham, Shanti. Good evening. So please see page number 78. If you have this prayer meeting, prayer book in your hands. The second quote in the page. The difference between God and the devil is nothing except in unselfishness and selfishness. The devil knows as much as God, is as powerful as God. Only he has no holiness. That makes him a devil. Apply the same idea to the modern world. Excess of knowledge and power without holiness makes human beings devils. Loaded quote, very strong quote. The difference between God and devil is nothing except in unselfishness and selfishness. You know, Swamiji gives a beautiful definition for human being. Human being is a curious mixture of devil, man, and God. This is the most complex life that God has created. God has done a phenomenal job of creating so many species, so many different kinds of beings are there in this universe. So among all the beings, we know that this is a special being because of the complexity. ప్రపంచంలో అన్నింటిని అర్థం చేసుకోవచ్చు, కానీ మనిషిని అర్థం చేసుకోవడం చాలా కష్టం. పీపుల్ ఆర్ ఇంక్రీజింగ్లీ రియలైజింగ్ ఇట్ బై ద డే. రోజు రోజుకి మనిషికి ఏమర్థమవుతుందంటే, బాహ్య ప్రపంచాన్ని చాలా పరిశోధించాం, చాలా ఆవిష్కరణలు వచ్చాయి, ఇంకా వస్తూనే ఉన్నాయి. We have conquered a great part of the external world. But when it comes to conquering our own being, when it comes to the question of understanding human being itself, we falter. Right? మనిషి అర్థం చేసుకోవడం అంత సులువు కాదు, ఎందుకంటే భగవంతుడు చాలా వర్క్ చేశాడు దీని మీద. గాడ్ హ్యాస్ వర్క్డ్ ఎ లాట్ ఆన్ దిస్ స్పీసీస్ అండ్ క్రియేటెడ్ with such complexity. So naturally, you find it little difficult to understand. That's why I'm drawing your attention to Swami Vivekananda's definition of man, definition of human being. And I said man, don't take it for man or woman. He meant human being. Human being is a curious mixture of devil, man, and God. In this life, there are three dimensions. There is a Danava, there is a Manava, and there is also Madhava. Danava, Manava, Madhava. దానవుడు, మానవుడు, మాధవుడు మూడు కలిసి ఈ జీవి ఏర్పడింది. దిస్ లైఫ్ ఈజ్ ఫార్మ్డ్ విత్ దీస్ త్రీ. దే ఆర్ త్రీ. యూ జస్ట్ లుక్ ఎట్ ద స్పెక్ట్రమ్. ద స్పెక్ట్రమ్ ఈజ్ సో వైడ్. I just give this example all the time. One side of the spectrum is, let us say, Hitler. The other side of the spectrum is Buddha. What is the difference between these two? ఇప్పుడు ఇద్దరి మధ్యలో ఉన్న వ్యత్యాసం ఏంటి? హలో? Yes. One is extremely cruel, hated mankind, humanity. The other is extremely kind, loved humanity, embraced the entire mankind. That's the only difference. That's why Swami is saying here, the difference between God and the devil is nothing except in unselfishness and selfishness. Hitler was extremely selfish. Buddha was extremely unselfish. ఒక ఆయన పూర్తిగా స్వార్థపరుడు, ఇంకొక ఆయన పూర్తిగా నిస్వార్థపరుడు. ఒక ఆయన మనుష్య రూప దానవుడు, ఇంకోడు మనుష్య రూప మాధవుడు. That's what is the difference. So this spectrum is too wide. We had produced, history bears ample testimony. There were human devils, there were human gods. That's why I'm saying this life God has created, not just like that. There's enormous complexity involved here. So you need to understand. Once you understand this, you understand everything. But it's not that easy to understand. People are actually not investing any time in that direction. To understand one's own being. నాకు నేను అర్థం కావాలి, నన్ను నేను అర్థం చేసుకోవాలి బిఫోర్ ఐ ఇంటరాక్ట్ విత్ అదర్స్. No such thing is happening. Accidentally one is interacting with others. I don't know what I am, and you don't know what you are. We both interact with each other constantly. And there will only friction, right? Misunderstandings, quarrels, peacelessness. All this is happening because you don't know who you really are. So you need to invest some time in that direction. That's what basically yoga is. Yoga helps you to understand yourself. Yoga doesn't just mean actually this, knotting yourself into different postures. యోగా అంటే కేవలం ఇదే ఆరోగ్యాన్ని ఇంప్రూవ్ చేసుకోవడానికి చేసేటువంటిది కాదు, అది ప్రాథమికమైనటువంటిది. ఫస్ట్ స్టెప్ అది హఠయోగా. ద హైయెస్ట్ స్టెప్, ద నెక్స్ట్ స్టెప్ ఈజ్ దిస్ కనెక్టింగ్ వన్ సెల్ఫ్ విత్ ద యూనివర్సల్. యు ఆర్ ఇండివిజువల్ నౌ. యూ హ్యావ్ టు కనెక్ట్ యువర్ సెల్ఫ్ విత్ ద డివైన్, ద యూనివర్సల్. ద మోర్ యూ సక్సీడ్ ఇన్ దట్ అటెంప్ట్ అండ్ ఎండెవర్, the more actually you understand yourself and you understand the secret of the universe. Then you will become a wholesome human being where you radiate peace and love all the time. So, devil has as much knowledge as the divine has. Apply the same idea to the modern world. Excess of knowledge and power without holiness makes human beings devils. This holiness comes to you. You are already holy, but you are not aware of that. So, to bring it into our awareness, you need to do sadhana again, yoga sadhana. Repetition of God's name, I keep telling this again and again. Prayer, selfless service. These actually help you to realize your own true being. So these prakriyas, these spiritual practices you need to bring into everyday life. ప్రతిరోజు కొంత ఆధ్యాత్మిక సాధన ప్రతి వ్యక్తి చేయాలి. తనల్ని తను అర్థం చేసుకోవడానికి ప్రయత్నం చేయాలి. ఓకే, లేకపోతే ఇక్కడ చాలా కాంప్లెక్సిటీ ఉంది. నన్ను నేను అర్థం చేసుకోలేకపోతే, when I am confused from within, I can't really radiate peace around. Okay, I get irritated with myself and I also get irritated with others. Those who cannot love themselves truly, those who don't understand themselves, they cannot really understand others also. So this is one important thing that you need to understand. Our problem, our society has one more problem. We always want to become celebrities, among mortals. మనకి ఎంతసేపు మిగతా వాళ్ళకన్నా కొంచెం మెరుగ్గా ఉండటం, ఇదే తప్ప ఇంక వేరే ఆలోచనే లేదు. You just want to be approved by the fellow human beings. If they consider you as an achiever, you feel satisfied. We are not actually living for ourselves. That is one problem. Albert Einstein said, I think makes a very profound statement. He says, in order to become an immaculate member of the flock of sheep, one must above all be a sheep. గొర్రెల మందలో సభ్యత్వం కావాలంటే నువ్వు కూడా ఒక గొర్రెగా ఉండాలి. అది ప్రాథమిక అర్హత. ఇఫ్ యూఆర్ ఎ లయన్, ద ఫ్లాక్ ఆఫ్ షీప్ విల్ నాట్ గివ్ యూ మెంబర్షిప్. అర్థమైందా? టుడే వీఆర్ డూయింగ్ లైక్ దట్. హ్యూమన్ బీయింగ్స్ హ్యూజ్ క్రౌడ్, రైట్? So we all want to conform to the ways of the society. Suppose you are a lion like Vivekananda Buddha, they would not give you membership. So they will ask to say you are separate. But you need to understand that the lion has the real strength, not the flock of sheep. ఇవి 1000 ఉండొచ్చు, 2000 ఉండొచ్చు, 10,000 ఉండొచ్చు, గొర్రె. That may be one lion, may be only one, but that has the strength. That has clarity. Because clarity it has confidence. So you need to live for yourself. Okay? The last point I want to tell you is that also is attributed to Einstein, but it's not Einstein's quote. I tell this every session, where he said, not everything that counts can be counted, and not everything that can be counted counts. What this is, I will explain in the next prayer meeting. Very profound statement, because I need a little more time for that. Okay? Thank you. Have a nice evening.